The Delhi High Court has come down heavily on the Aam Aadmi Party government on the handling of the coronavirus pandemic. The court has asked the Delhi government to let the centre take over of this war against corona if they cannot handle it. The court said the court's confidence in the government's handling has been shaken. It directed the Delhi government to send a status of oxygen refillers in Delhi, a report on the deaths that have taken place due to lack of oxygen, and conduct audit on black marketing of Remdesivir, Fabiflu and other medicines. The report also seeks information on oxygen refills. This has to be submitted by tomorrow. Delhi is facing an unprecedented oxygen crisis, with patients, doctors and even hospitals sending out SOS messages. Amidst this crisis, you also have the Delhi High Court coming down heavily on the Delhi government on that offer of beds at a 5-star facility for High Court judges and their family and judicial officers. The High Court made it very clear that they did not seek it. There was also a comment on that. India Today's Nalini Sharma joins me for more on the story. Nalini, let's split this into two parts. One, the crisis of oxygen. How is Delhi government to blame for it according to court? And also this offer of VVIP facilities for Delhi High Court judges and their families. What did the court say on that, Nalini?
Well, Gaurav, the main reason why the Delhi High Court was so shocked and appalled today out of all days was because one of the oxygen suppliers today appeared before the Delhi High Court, who the Delhi High Court got to know was not applying oxygen to the hospitals as was required, while the oxygen was literally gasping for breath. And he was actually sitting on 20 metric tons of oxygen just by himself. So under these circumstances, the Delhi High Court was really shocked, and they pulled up the Delhi government asking them, why has nothing been done with regard to these oxygen suppliers and refillers, and why has no action been taken against them when they've been selling these oxygen cylinders in the black market for upwards of 1 lakh rupees? So that is essentially why this big order is coming from the Delhi High Court, where they've not only asked the Delhi government to give the details of all of the refillers as well as oxygen suppliers, but they've also asked the details of every single death that has been caused in the national capital because of a lack of oxygen. So the details of the deaths have to be given in 4 days, and the other affidavit has to be submitted by the Delhi government by tomorrow itself. So the Delhi High Court's made some very strong observations against the Delhi government in that regard. Coming to the second aspect of these, the controversy regarding the 100 hotel rooms that were booked in the Ashoka Hotel, the Delhi High Court has come out and clarified that there has been absolutely no request that has been made from the High Court side to make such a booking in a super luxury hotel, that this has been done only by the Delhi government. And it is with regard to that they've questioned the Delhi government, asking them that it looks like either the High Court is trying to benefit itself and its judges, or that the Delhi government is trying to appease the High Court in some manner. So the spotlight is essentially now on the Delhi government to explain before the High Court why that order was worded in such a manner that it gave the sense that the Delhi High Court had requested for the 100 rooms.
Nalini, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more, because clearly it's the majesty of the court that is brought to disrepute if it is seen as High Court seeking special privileges for itself as the common man dies on the streets of Delhi. Nalini, for the moment, many thanks. A day after the Madras High Court blamed the Election Commission for this raging second coronavirus wave, the Election Commission has banned all victory processions on or after the counting of votes on the 2nd of May in 4 states and the Union Territory of Puducherry.
Images that will likely trigger and unsettle you today. Images, may we just remind you, that played out just days ago. As India battles the brutal second wave, these images are now a horror story. And now, just before the finish line of 2021's ferocious election season, the Election Commission has made its first solid COVID decision, banning all victory processions on or after the results day on May the 2nd. And warning that no more than 2 people will be allowed to accompany winning candidates.
Amidst heavy criticism from a lot of sectors, the Election Commission of India banned all public road shows, rallies and padyatras of every political party as the cases of corona kept rising in West Bengal, which is still ready to see one more phase, or rather the last phase of its 8-phased election in West Bengal on the 29th of April.
The Election Commission's ban on big Vijay Yatras in the 5 assembly elections comes a day after the poll panel was subjected to the most scathing reprimand from the Madras High Court.
Madras High Court slammed the Election Commission over COVID-19 second wave, holding it singularly responsible for the spread, calling it the most irresponsible institution, and even saying that its officials may be tried under murder charges.
The Election Commission stirring into action comes at a time when both West Bengal and Tamil Nadu have posted record COVID case spikes, their highest ever in the pandemic and still rising. While the damage done by rally crowds is still being measured and assessed, the Election Commission's ban on Vijay Yatras is an obvious stricture, especially when you consider what victory processions have looked like in this country. So come the 2nd of May, unless our netas decide to disobey the Election Commission, it's going to be a quiet day on the streets. Imagine that. Bureau Report, India Today.
This situation is distressing, and not just in Delhi or Maharashtra or Uttar Pradesh. Let me now take you to Karnataka, that will enforce a strict lockdown starting 9 p.m. tonight. So in about 2 hours from now, no metro rail, taxi or bus services will operate for the next 14 days during the lockdown. All schools, colleges, hotels, cinemas, shopping malls, stadia and swimming pool will remain shut till the morning of the 12th of May. This lockdown is aimed at breaking the chain of infection and containing the surge of COVID-19 cases. Of course, flights and train services will continue to operate as per schedule, and if you need to board a flight or be on a train, you have to show your ticket as a curfew pass. Hotels and restaurants and the hospitality industry can only work as takeaway or home delivery. Karnataka government offices and departments that deal with health, civil defense, fire, water, electricity and sanitation, they will continue to operate. Agriculture sector, no restrictions. When it comes to manufacturing, no restrictions except garment sector, because that's where people work in very close proximity. So garment sector, there are restrictions. Supply chain and e-commerce will continue to function. So there is a huge rush in Delhi hospitals, and as Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal was saying a short while ago, that there are hardly any ICU beds left in the national capital. So a number of people are taking their relatives to hospitals in Haryana and even in Punjab. So they're traveling several hours to get to hospitals in Punjab, which is seeing a huge spike in COVID cases from Delhi. And people in Punjab are now complaining that there is no place in ICUs for people in Punjab. Also, they're running low on oxygen. Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu brings us this report.
And Bhavna are siblings who live in Delhi, but they have travelled all the way to Mohali in Punjab to get their father treated. Harsh, an undergraduate student in Delhi University, talks of the family's harrowing experience in Delhi.
दिल्ली में तो बुरा हाल है वहाँ पे तो यहाँ पे मेरे थोड़े रिलेटिव्स थे तो उनसे फिर बात करके ऑक्सीजन की कमी आया नहीं यहाँ पे सारी इंक्वायरी करके फिर यहाँ पे किया एडमिट किया फिर
और लाए कैसे प्राइवेट गाड़ी से
नहीं एम्बुलेंस से
और क्या हालत है आपकी
अब ठीक है थोड़ी
क्योंकि दिल्ली में इतनी बुरी हालत है किसी भी हॉस्पिटल में जगह एक बेड तक नहीं है मेरे फादर की हालत इतनी बुरी थी ऑक्सीजन लेवल बहुत कम जा रहा था लेकिन उन लोगों ने बेड तक नहीं दिया जिस वजह से हमें रातों रात एम्बुलेंस करके इधर आना पड़ा किसी के थ्रू RT-PCR टेस्ट कराया उनका पहले नेगेटिव आया तो हम किस पे रिलाय करें फिर किन रिपोर्ट्स पे रिलाय करें
उनको सिम्टम्स
आ रहे थे इवन मेरा भाई और हम तीनों ही एक घर में रह रहे हैं वो पॉजिटिव है मैं नेगेटिव हूँ डैडी की रिपोर्ट नेगेटिव आई पहले फिर हमने प्राइवेट में जाके करवाया टेस्ट वहाँ पे पॉजिटिव है
Punjab hospitals are seeing an increasing load from outside the state.
If beds are available, we are refusing nobody. We are taking pandemic as a concept of one nation and we have to fight it collectively. But situation in Punjab till date is pretty under control and we are able to provide beds to each and every patient.
A few kilometers outside Patiala, Alok Sharma and his wife wait outside a private hospital. They too have come all the way from Delhi. But not everything is smooth in Punjab hospitals either.
पूरा ग्रॉस मिसमैनेजमेंट है यहाँ पर। हम पेशेंट को लेके आए, हमसे 1 लाख रुपए एडवांस लिया इन्होंने कि आप पहले पेशेंट को लेके आए, 1 लाख रुपए एडवांस दीजिए। दिल्ली से बहुत पेशेंट आए हैं जी, दिल्ली से गुड़गांव से बहुत पेशेंट आए हैं। कमर्शियल बना रखा है इन्होंने, सबसे पैसे ले रहे हैं और एडमिशन दे रहे हैं। जो लोकल आ रहे हैं उनको ये मना कर रहे हैं।
Punjab hospitals are also facing oxygen shortage and battling to cope with the increasing number of serious patients.
ऐसे क्या कहते हैं कि आप लोग कोविड पेशेंट के पास में जाएंगे। जब हम अंदर गए तो फिर वहाँ पर जाके देखा इतनी ज्यादा मैस है, इतनी ज्यादा गंदगी है। प्राइवेट रूम में उनसे खाना नहीं खाया गया, खाना बिखरा हुआ है।
But desperation is driving people to travel long distances to another state in the hope that they will get the treatment they are looking for.
Amidst shortage of oxygen in Delhi, several of those patients and their kin are making an exodus to Chandigarh and Punjab. For now, they are barely making it, especially for local people as well as those coming from other states. But this could be crisis in waiting if this oxygen problem is not resolved. With camera person Sachin Chadok, this is Kamaljit Sandhu in Chandigarh for India Today.
A district magistrate in Tripura's Agartala alleged that COVID-appropriate behavior was not being followed at a wedding ceremony, and there was a raid that was carried out at the wedding. Here you see the district magistrate assault the priest, assault guests at the wedding, arrest them, threaten them, use abusive language for not following COVID-appropriate behavior. We leave you with these images. Just listen in to what was happening at a wedding ceremony in Agartala.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.